Hey, hey everybody. I'm Inanna from Eden Zone Boutique. And I'm here today to talk about Gobekli Tepe and why it is important to people who wonder what we were doing before Christianity. Christianity is a rather younger religion, and if you want to know what Christ was, he wasn't even a Christian, he was a Jew. So, to get that out of the way, I'm talking about Göbekli Tepe. Göbekli Tepe is located in Turkey, and it's said to date 10 to 12,000 BCE, which means before Christ era, and so it predates the Bible. And what's exciting about this ancient ruin is that it is actually a stone structure erected, and it seems to have catered to shamans. And according to archaeological finds, Göbekli Tepe was the place to be. They had a brewery, they had a hospital, they had a funeral home, they had so much stuff. And and y'all all are welcome here. Uh, and so I don't really know. This is my first time doing it. So help me. I'm trying my best. I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm sitting here talking about Gobekli Tepe and why it's important to people who wonder about maybe their psychic abilities and what are they doing here. And Gobekli Tepe actually predates the Bible, and it predates our religion, it predates farming, and it predates writing. So Gobekli Tepe was a hospital-like service ran by shamans more than 14,000 years ago. So that's something to be excited about if uh, if if you that's something to be excited about uh, if you're into this kind of stuff, After being born a Christian and raised a Christian from 15 until I was old enough to start studying biology and different things, and having a very strong Christian background, I was surprised to hear that we had so many things going good for us. Uh, um, it first started when I was like 5 years old, and I said, uh, well, I can see things other people can't see. I can hear things. I can in the different places. And I was only like 5. And my Christian family pretty much beat it out of me. You crazy, you lying, stop lying. That was the whole thing. So, as I got older, more of that came out. And I was a Pentecostal, but I was having experience that would be considered that a witch would have. And my mother would write hymns and put them on the wall all around me and stuff and say that something was wrong with me. And it wasn't until I had my fight with cancer. When I had my fight with cancer, I was laid up in the bed. I was like, you know, I had died and came back. And I was like, why did you make me come back? And, I had all these different things. It was a great time to get to know the Lord. And I did get to know the Lord. And the first thing that I realized that religion was really getting in the way of knowing the Lord. They're not going to give you the formula to get to know the Lord. They're charging you to be with your Lord and all that. And there's a direct route to the Lord. You don't have to fit into somebody else's scheme. And the fact that the shamans were around 14,000 years ago, that's before the Bible. That's what the uh, Catholics and stuff was killing the shamans with the true healings, with the true herbs and stuff. And once you find that out, and then you look at the Bible and you look in Deuteronomy and you say, well, doggone, they teaching you how to have a slave. And, okay, so you want me, an intelligent being, to worship somebody that's teaching slavery? No, no. So um, the whole thing was like, okay, this is going against me all the way. But I lived through it, and I pray now. I pray to God, but I also take a step back from all the religious stuff and just bind with Him, because that's what He showed me. He showed me that He make a lot of beings, and they do a lot of different things, and the way we were. Even Christ wasn't a Christian, he was a Jew. So the Bible was written 100 years after he died. Somebody figured they could make money off of the love for the Christ. And that's how they put together the book. And it's a #1 bestseller, you know. So I can't say anything about that. But I can say that if you read before the Bible, that we've been here many, many, many years before the Bible was written, and that all those people that's missing in the Bible, like who did Noah's sons have babies with, and how did Cain and Abel have babies, all of that, it's leading to the point that there are other people out there, and the Bible is just a story of a big invasion. In fact, I'm going to discuss next the list of giants in the Bibles, and you will see that they were invading the normal people. But they came from the Garden of Eden. That's what was created there, giants. So if you don't know the Bible, you can know all these verses and all that. But if you don't know your real history and all the rest, then I can understand why you wouldn't understand. But to know that mankind was here and then somebody came and set religion down and then forced it upon you, you first want to know what you was before that happened. Well, there were shamans out there with full hospitals, funeral homes, and serving beer. And how do I know they were shamans? Well, the old traditional non-writing man has a stick man with a bird head, circles, concentric circles, and the man's arms is outstretched. Look just like a little shaman. Uh, that's on one cup, is on several cups. So they know right away it's a ceremonial cup. A shaman, 15,000 years ago, before the Bible. Wonder who they was hanging on the cross. Wonder who they was killing. Could it have been our true doctors, our true herbalists, our true connection with the spirits? Yes, yes. I mean, that's what it was. So, hey, after finding that out and being a Christian my whole life, I'm still having faith in God, a creator. But I don't know. I'm shaky about this group of beings that came in and inflicted religion upon man. And once you know it's an infliction upon you, hey, I could be free of infliction. You're going to want to do it. And here's the thing, your Bible, it tells you, oh, it's a sin to do this. How can you be born with the ability to walk on both planes and be a sinner? I didn't even know God when I was able to do it. So, I mean, really, I think that the description of God has changed from a loving father to Romans have changed it into a dad that's willing to do something to you. Whereas our Creator is a loving father who wants us to become a part of the energy field around us, not be afraid to open our third eye. He gave it to us. So, so the two of them, you know, religion versus spirituality. Well, Gobekli Tepe is proof that spirituality was here first, and that everybody running around here saying, you're gonna go to hell for being spiritual. You're gonna go to hell for following somebody that wants you to be a slave. So somebody for following a book that teach them how to lock your ass up. So if you gonna be that one to do that, fine. But I know I have a God there with me because when I was sick, He came. He came. But so much other stuff happened until it was like, whoa. If I was to say, well, He told other beings to teach me how to heal myself, you'd think I'm crazy, but that's what He did. Other beings, not humans, not angels, whatever you want to call them. But that was like, just look right here. We gave you the cure to cancer a long time ago. Here, look right here. And I looked up, and guess what was up there? A crop circle with a plant on it. Go find it. It is the quassia plant. I was like, dog, they just showed me a picture of this plant and told me that it's going to cure my cancer. And that they had already gave us a cure and that we just didn't know it. Now, how I feel now. So now you want to go into this Christian thing. You can't tell me nothing when I done lived through it. When they sat there and was like, look, this plant right here. I went and searched for that plant. I went and searched and I found it. And I drank that tea. And they had told me, Miss Glasgow, we're going to take out your kidney. And I went and now this ain't even no. This is one of the beings done told me this. Okay, told me to just look, this the plant. We already done showed you this plant. But y'all ain't taking the plant and using it. I'm like, what? Y'all put it in there like that? A big old crop circle of the plant. So, I hunted it down, checked it out. And it was legit. And the man said he gonna take my kidneys out. Oh. So I went and I chewed that quassia, drunk this quassia tea, took a bath in quassia. And guess what? When I went back and they checked my kidney, they were like, we don't even see anything wrong with you. Now, that was years ago, and I'm doing strong now. And who gave me that information? It was God. But He told one of His helpers to show me how to find the information. Hey, everybody, how y'all doing?
Hey,
you.
Hey, I'm just sitting here talking about Gobekli Tepe.
About
Just
what?
talking about how it's older than church and all that stuff. Um, so is that something y'all want to talk about?
Hold on, what?
Couldn't hear you.
Lindsay,
Hold on. Oh my god, I'm sorry.
go
Mute me.
ahead. Say
Mute
it
me.
again.
Just mute me.
I was just sitting here talking about Gobekli Tepe and how it's older than the scrolls they used to write the Bible.
The Bible. I don't know anything about the Bible.
Neither do I.
Oh, okay. Well, y'all welcome. Gobekli Tepe is in Turkey, and they have found out that it's 14,000 years old. Built about 12,000 BCE, and so there at Gobekli Tepe they were showing shamans. and they were showing that shamans were running that hospital there. They had a funeral home. They had a brewery, and they had a hospital area where the shamans were taking care of the people. And I was doing this first live on how it's amazing how that religion was squashed out and their medicines were taken and used by big pharma. Anybody want to comment?
What happened?
Uh, yeah. Let me call y'all back.